Worship, a comparative reflection. Worship is at the heart of every religious tradition, yet how worship is understood, expressed, and practiced can differ profoundly. In the Bible, worship is often portrayed as expressive and celebratory. The Psalms describe praise through music, song, and movement. Believers are encouraged to glorify God with instruments, harps, lyres, trumpets, flutes, and even with dancing. Worship, in this context, is outward, joyful, and artistic. It is a public expression of gratitude and devotion, where sound and movement become vehicles for honoring the divine. The Quran, however, presents a markedly different emphasis. Rather than musical expression, Quranic worship centers on humility, stillness, and submission. The Quran repeatedly describes true believers as those who, when reminded of God's verses, fall into prostration, physically and spiritually humbled before their Lord. Worship is not measured by sound or performance, but by sincerity, obedience, and inner transformation. The Quran warns against distractions that may mislead people away from remembrance of God, emphasizing that worship should bring clarity, not diversion. At the same time, it acknowledges that among the people of the scripture are those who stand for truth, people who spend the night reciting God's revelations and prostrating in prayer. In this way, the Quran highlights devotion rooted in submission rather than spectacle. At the center of Islamic worship is Al-Hajj, the 5 daily prayers. These prayers are not optional rituals but a structured rhythm that shapes a Muslim's entire day and life. Performed at regular intervals, they serve as continual reminders of accountability before God. According to the Quran, prayer restrains a person from shameful and unjust deeds, purifying both the soul and daily conduct. Congregational prayer deepens this meaning. In the mosque, distinctions of wealth, race, status, and power dissolve. The rich and the poor, the ruler and the laborer, the black and the white, all stand shoulder to shoulder equal before their Creator. There are no priests acting as intermediaries, no human authority claiming the power to forgive sins. Each individual speaks directly to God, asking for forgiveness, guidance, and mercy. This direct relationship is central to Islamic worship. There is no music to stir emotion, no imagery to captivate the eye, only recitation, movement, and silence designed to focus the mind and heart entirely on God. Yet worship in Islam does not end when one leaves the mosque. Islam expands the concept of worship into everyday life. Any good action, if done sincerely for God and in accordance with His guidance, is considered an act of worship. Caring for parents, maintaining family ties, acting justly, and serving others all carry spiritual weight. The Prophet Muhammad taught that even removing an obstacle from the road is charity. A simple smile offered to another person is charity. Helping someone lift a burden or load an animal is charity. In this understanding, worship is not confined to rituals but woven into daily behavior and social responsibility. Ultimately, the Quran presents worship as a path that transforms the individual and society, cultivating humility, discipline, equality, and compassion. It is not meant to entertain, but to reform, not to distract, but to remind, not to elevate the ego, but to bring the soul back to its proper place before the one who created it.